Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 27 of our Medieval Dynasty Let's Play. If you learn anything useful today, if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like, and if you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and launch in. There we are loaded in. So I realized the reason that we were having such straw issues in the last episode is because my dumbass forgot to thresh all of the rye. So we now have around 1,700 straw, so that fixed that problem. One of the things that I did want to handle today, and I will probably do it at the end of stream because it's going to be quite a bit of crafting. Originally I had intended, we are still going to go on a sale run, but originally I had intended to sell all of the rye grain. And I think if we look in our tech tree here and go to our kitchen 2, that making flatbread out of it is probably going to net us a little bit more money. The flatbread sells for 80. As we still need, in our skills, we still need the diplomacy experience, because I want to unlock Castellan and Good Host, and we're only at level 5. But that will also get us, because you get XP for, for production from cooking as well. So that will also get us further down this line. We're almost to the Workshop 3, but we still have quite a ways to go for the Smithy 3. And the Smithy 3 is where we're going to unlock that iron stuff. So I think we're going to try to abuse that system to try to get some extra tech for our production. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dump off the rye that we need for this in the kitchen. Because if I dump it off in the barn, they will use it to make animal feed. And I already have that math worked out. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to go to our inventory. And we know that it's going to cost... So, when you put grain through the kern, it goes in batches of 5. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put 1750 into storage here. Because it goes in batches of 5. It takes 5 to make 5 flour. So we can refine it that way, and then it takes 8 flour to make 1 flatbread, as well as some water. That's the main reason I don't want to just crank these out right now, is running back and forth with buckets is going to take forever. So we're not going to fool around with that right now while we're on stream. But, so yeah, that's going to convert, and then 8. So essentially this is going to be 8 to 1, and the price is 5. And if we look at the price of the flatbread, provided I can get my shit together here, the flatbread sells for 80. So that's 10 per flour because it takes 8 flour to make. So you have a 1-to-1 from rye to flour. So that's 8 times 5, but we get 8 times 10 back, so we're essentially doubling our money as well as getting all of that tech for crafting. So that's why we're going to do it this way. Now the rest of our crap we're going to go ahead and sell. We're not going to sweat that. Now I am going to stop and get a drink here. And we are overburdened, so I would like to sell stuff off. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the horse around to the house, and we're going to sleep the rest of the night so that by the time that we get to town, the NPCs are up and about. You know what? I lied. We're not going to do that. We're going to take some of our limestone, and we're going to get some free building XP from upgrading some stuff. I know we're already overburdened, but I feel like that's a worthy use of our time rather than just wasting it by sleeping. Okay, we're not going to be able to carry that much. Let's put what we're going to sell on the horse. So the clay vials. I still am wearing my furs. I don't know why I haven't fixed that yet, but I haven't. Made a bunch of wicker baskets, I made a bunch of wooden vials, etc. And then I did make some other stuff, but we have vendors selling it, so I'm just going to let them sell it because it's kind of heavy. So let's go ahead and take out... Let's see. We can carry 50-ish and be comfortable. So let's see if we can get away with 70 and move slow. Oh, not that slow. Okay. So we'll take 70, and then we will come back with more. And I parked my horse in a very awkward spot, but that's okay. We'll just take him out. Yeah, he's going to move slow because he's got all that other crap still on him. Now, one of these houses wasn't quite done. And I think it was actually one of the ones back here. I think it's this one. Yep, it's this one. I saw it. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. And out of curiosity, what amount of building XP do we get out of this? We're at 4850. And now we are at 4851. So, same as... It's actually a third of what we get for building the wall in the first place. Looks like that is the end of that house. It is. So now I guess it really doesn't matter. We can just pick houses at random. But this is going to do us two things. It's going to reduce our firewood cost, which is always good. But it's also going to drive up their happiness. And if we remember, the higher their happiness is, the more they produce for us. So that's the real benefit here. I don't know why I thought it was 5 instead of 8. This side's, yeah, that side doesn't have a top. It's the front and the back that do. Uh-oh. Alright, so now we get to go grab some more. I do like that it's going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, though. Maybe I should have slept. So, the health damage that I took, I didn't go off gallivanting or anything. I was not paying attention when I was threshing 1700 rye, and we started taking hunger damage, and I was reading a book while I was waiting for the sound to stop, so I didn't notice until we were done, and we had lost half a health bar. The only thing that I can say in my favor is at least we didn't die. Because, yeah, that would have been super embarrassing to have to load because you weren't paying attention and starve to death. But that did happen during the crafting. This limestone's been accumulating for the better part of a year, so I think putting it to use now is probably going to be for the best. The other upside is once we have all of our stuff insulated, we can stop gathering limestone and start gathering more of supplies that we can use for crafting. So that's going to help quite a bit. I wish it was more than 1 XP apiece, but that's okay, because in the grand scheme of things, this serves 3 purposes at once, so... So we get the building XP, we get the increased happiness, and we get the reduction in wood cost. I try not to do anything unless it serves at least 2 purposes. If it serves more than 2, so much the better. And I suppose for the XP we could daub some of these other buildings. I just don't think that's a real good use of our straw and clay. We can make money instead. And since we still need production XP as well, that's not really a waste. Wow, I think we did all the houses in this line here. Except for the overflow house, but that's okay. It's boring, but it passes the time at night. I hate to sleep because I feel like that's wasted time. And it does save you some food resources if you sleep because you don't consume food or water while you're sleeping. But at this point, time is kind of a premium. And I did run us out of rocks, which is not great. We still have 1 house left to build, so that's kind of a problem. But we're planning on going on a mine run today, so it's not the end of the world. And I think when some of the stuff upgrades to tier 3, it's going to be stone-walled anyway. Oh. Those shelves look like the wall was damaged at first glance. And there we go. We used up all the limestone. And limestone is that a 1-to-1? Like stone is? It is. It's 1 weight to 1 item. So, I mean, we cleared out like 200 kilograms of crap. That's something. I wish there was a more efficient way to gather limestone than just letting the excavation shed go for it, but it is what it is. I don't think they expected players to try to insulate an entire city in one go. I don't think we're going to have enough to finish this house. We're going to be just shy. Like 1 or 2 limestone shy. Oh, 9 limestone shy, actually. I suppose we could always see if we can scavenge 9 limestone out of the rocks that are nearby at the top of the hill. Where'd you go, horse? There you are. We could probably do a mine run as well to try to waste the rest of the night, although I don't think we have that much longer to go. Here we go. See if we can scam some extra limestone out of these rocks, just enough to finish that house. Depleted. Depleted. Three. Depleted, depleted. We need 9. I don't know. There's 6. Looks like he's all by his lonesome. Okay, we could always try the hill across the way. Whoops. Well, that would have been better if I didn't miss, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's try the other hill. This one seems more or less tapped out. I wasn't sure if there were any rocks over here. It looks like there might not be any surface rocks. Oh! Oh! Ah, we're 1 shy. Come on, give me another good rock. Non-depleted, come on. Really? Oh, there it is. Come on, 1 limestone, that's all we need. Yeah! We'll take it. And there it is. Alright. So at this point, it's almost daytime. I'm going to see if we can't scam a little bit of health back by sleeping that last, like, hour or so. Ha! Yeah. And while we're here, let's, fix our clothing situation, because I keep forgetting. Shoes and trousers. And fur. Fur. Thick and trousers. And my wife just hit me in the face with a door. Okay, so let's go ahead and take stuff off of him. So ideally, we're going to take some of the lighter stuff in high quantities and sell that off. Actually, I don't think we hit up everybody in Lenica. And then we'll head south. So I did cut from our last episode the part where we talked to the King's dude. We did have it. We did talk to him. He wanted 1,500 coins, so we just paid him and carried on. We were down there gathering straw when we came across his quest. I don't see any names. Shut up, horse. Alright, let's put the wooden vials on him for a moment. So I think that's where most of our weight's coming from. Dumped loot is just junk cabbage. Wood. Any tools? Oh, there's some fabrics. That'll help. That's just a stick. Seriously, no tools in this one? Ah, there we go. Okay. Well, it wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't terrible either. It was worth the stop. I mean, that's, what, 2 copper that we don't have to use. Uh-oh. Woo! Oh, hello. Alright, so we're gonna have to put those back on the horse. Well, we were selling poppy seeds anyway, so a little bit of extra ain't gonna hurt anything. So I think actually what we need to do is take one of our forges off of this one. Nope, the other one. We need to have it stop making bronze and just do that ourselves when we want it, because right now the other forge is completely out of copper because they are using the copper at the same rate that they're producing the copper. So we need to get them back up into some copper so that we don't run out of tools. Alrighty.
What can I do for you? Let me show you my wares.
So let's see, we've got those baskets that I wove. So I looked into the medium liquor baskets. The mediums are not worth it. So the small gives you 24 coins or 25 coins, something like that. It gives you more coins per stick to do the small than the medium. I don't know about the large yet, I don't have it unlocked, but the small is actually better coin return per stick than the other one. Okay. Well, looks like we didn't have as much money as I'd hoped, but that was a lot of sales. Poppy is not worth much money, but remember, each item that you sell gives you diplomacy experience, so I mean, that was actually quite a chunk of XP there. We really should have looked at that before we made the sales, but it was a pretty solid increase. Okay. So are you, you are. Do you have anything worth having? No. Well, let's talk to the smith, because we need more swords for our kiddo.
Only the best products here.
And we can sell him off the last 2 of those. I think that's pretty much all that we have that we're willing to sell. Yeah. Well, that was anticlimactic. I thought we'd get further than we did. But, I mean, most of the rye's still at home, so that's going to be a next time kind of a thing. So let's move our waypoint back to the house here. Well, I thought we could clear it, but we could not. Still not as good as the one across the field, but yeah. You know what, though? We could get some free clay while we're here. And some excavation XP. I feel like your villagers gather way better than you do, but you craft way better than they do. It's like, we are now out of deposits. We got 34 clay for that. And we can get them to pull in more than 34 in a day. Just over and over and over. But oh well. Right, that way is not. Okay, so we need to put our clay away, put our leather away, our linen away, our sticks and stones, our wool. There we go. And then we need to fix our arrows and eat some food. And drink some water. Do I have... I do have somebody on the well. Okay. I forgot to put the wood bowls in here. I don't know if we gave our kid a sword this season or not. I'll have to double check. Oh good, we have milk. Do we have any sour milk? Not yet. So I had to go through and change out some of the priorities here. I can they were drinking all the milk as it was coming in, and it was frustrating me, but I found out there is a way in your management. If you come to the end here, you can actually uncheck stuff for food and drink. Like, I don't want them eating the cheese, I want to sell the cheese. Kind of a thing. Okay. So let's check on... I did want to do... In our sewing hut, we've got one guy... Okay, so... We're not pulling in that much in a day. How much are we pulling in from the fold? We are pulling in 9 in a day. So for our second sewing hut, we need to down this to 1. And we need to down this to 1. And we need to down this to 0.5. As it takes 2 wool fabric. And that will keep that automated until we get some extra wool going. Without him complaining at us. Now that's only 36 of our possible. So at this point we can see what we can make with some other stuff. Like here if we look. So we're making 1 flat straw hat a day. 4.5 fur shoes. So if we look at our hunting shed, we are pulling in 121. That's a really weird spread. So if we pull up a calculator, 121 divided by 8 is 15. So we need... Oh, no, I'm sorry. 106 divided by 8 is 13. So we need 130 fur to keep up with that. So... let's down this to 104 because that's even... Oh, we can't go to 104. That's what's wrong. Well, if we do... Well, if we leave it at 120, maybe that's okay because that'll give us a little bit of extra leather. So what is 8 times... Oh, 96. Okay. So that's going to give us an extra 10 leather a day. And the small bags, how much did those cost out of the sewing hut? The simple bags cost 3. So we can actually make 3 of these a day. So we have 2 going on there. So you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll back these completely off. Because we know that we can make 12 of these in a day. So we're going to up this to the nearest whole number. We'll do 6. And 6.18. So now we know in the other sewing hut that we can add some of those as well. So we're going to want in the simple bag 3. And then the rest we can put into those fur shoes. And it's not going to be a very good spread right now because we've got most of this going into the wool and wool stuff. But we've also got a fur hood going on. So that's going to give us an extra 0.26. That's almost negligible. Well, it'll give us an extra every now and then. But the excess we can always craft because we can craft faster for the XP there. You guys going to town? Oh, you're still hoeing. She started seeding. Good. So we're going to head up to the mine for a quick mine run. And head on out this way. But at least we got our tailors working a little bit more smoothly for us there. There's a fair amount of math involved in automating in this game, and I'm okay with that, but I can see how that's not quite for everybody. I don't mind math. I'm very much a nerd. The part that frustrates me is I want to have to only do the math once. So I don't mind doing the math, but when I have to constantly rejigger it because of tiny little changes here and there, it starts to frustrate me a little bit. But it is what it is. There's not really an easy way around it in this game, so... And the automation is worth it. I mean, it gives you something to do, since once you get everything completely automated, there's not really going to be much to do. I mean, you can hunt and do some other stuff, but you don't really have to do anything. But I'm also tired of seeing those red numbers in the upper left. And there's not a lot we can do about that because of the way that we're currently spread out building-wise. And we can build some other buildings, but I want to get the mine up and figure out what its balance is going to be with what we currently have before I start futzing with other stuff. We're so close to build limit that I don't want to build superfluous buildings that I'll have to tear down and rearrange later to make up for the mine. I just don't feel like that's an efficient use of time or energy. Although, who knows, maybe that would be worth it for the extra building experience. So I know we still have one small house that we have to build. We ran out of rocks is the main reason we're not building at the moment. And the main reason we're actually in the mine. But I would like to get some extra building done to try and push for the mine so we can automate our copper production, because right now if I slack on the mine runs, we will run out of tools for everybody else because we upgraded them to copper. And we actually ran into the problem where I had to switch off of them making bronze because we were making so much bronze that we didn't have enough copper to make tools. Which is good for us, not so much for them. And you would think that we would just switch them over to bronze tools, that being the case. But the problem there is we don't have enough reliable bronze income without the steady income from the NPCs to be able to maintain that for indefinitely. We'd be fine because we've been diligently doing mine runs. We'd be fine for a season or 3, but then we'd start to run into problems. And I'd really rather not have problems. I don't like problems. You know what? Let's do one more load, and then we will take it up to deposit. Thankfully, we don't have to run all the way home to deposit anymore because we were smart enough to build that storage up there. It's going to save us a lot of time, effort, and heartache later. And used to be I would just focus on the tin, but now that we have that deposit so close, getting the extra copper is not really a problem at all. If anything, it helps us more in the long run. So we always come out of this with way more copper than tin. Even getting all of the nodes. So we need to make sure that we're using it. And even once we're out of the copper tools, we'll probably still make copper tools just to get rid of the extra copper, but we will sell it. Especially since we have those beautiful vendor stalls now. Alright, let's go ahead and deposit. Alright. So we know that when it's on us... Oh, shit! We still had 500 vials that we could have sold. Alright, well... Oh, poop. Yeah, we probably should have done that. Let's toss the rock. And we'll just have to be careful on our second run. But I want to deposit those, the vials, the wooden vials. Because that's where most of our weight's coming from, I think, currently. Whoop. And we did find out that you can hit this thing from horseback, so that saves some heartache and effort as well. So let's put our tin in there. The downside is we have to get off the horse to actually get the, Wait, is that true? Yeah, I think to transfer stuff we do have to actually get off the horse. I'm not sure, though. That might be something to experiment with. Because I know, like, when you go to equip stuff, you hit I and then H. Can we move stuff from an... We can! Okay. We can transfer stuff to mount from here. Alright, so that's something useful. There is a button to transfer stuff to mount while in your while in your own inventory. So we don't actually have to keep getting off of the mount to move stuff from his inventory to ours. That's going to save so much time. I can't quite reach it. So let's test it here. If we're on the mount and we hit I and we go to the rocks, can we transfer to mount? And then if we hit H, yep. So that's going to save a lot of time and effort. Alright, that's salt. We don't care about salt. I don't remember how far we got down. Apparently pretty far. We're almost done with the mine already. Usually it takes us 3 trips. It might still. We do have one more branch up here coming up. There it is. I don't think there's any kind of a map for in the caves. I'm sure somewhere there's a user-created one, but honestly, the cave's small enough that it's really not necessary. It's pretty linear. There's 2 branches, and both of the branches terminate fairly quickly, so it's not a huge deal. Looks like most of the copper down here. I think the nodes are static. They seem to be pretty static. I don't think they actually change up when they re-up in the seasons. So I've got the fair bit of the first part of the cave memorized. The second half, though, still kind of touch and go. So I wonder how far we can deposit to our mount. Like where we're at now, can we still transfer to our mount? Nope. Okay, so let's go ahead and dump what we've... You know what? We had that 100 stone already that we didn't deposit on our last trip, so let's take him up now, and we'll come back for the rest. Because I'm worried that, yeah, he's moving a little slow, but not super bad. I think if we'd have gotten too many more nodes, we'd have been crawling again. Now, riding all the way home this slow would drive me absolutely insane. I mean, we've done it, but it's awful. Which is the main reason that we've got this guy up here. And since the inventories are shared, they're actually using stuff out of it at home. The big downside is going to be when we have to come all the way up here to repair this damn thing. So it's not in bad shape yet at all, but eventually it will be. Well, there's close to 200 stones, so we're doing pretty well as far as that goes. Okay, let's not sprint in the mine. I feel like that's a great way to get a wreck happening. I think we cleared out that side. Yeah, it looks like we're up to here. So we just have this little bit left. We're almost done here, guys. So, I think it's just that split right here, and both of those are very short. Yeah. Yeah, we've got like 5 nodes left. And that'll set us up on rocks and tin and copper for quite a bit. I mean, we'll still have to come back down here tomorrow because the season's going to reset. Because we can't fall behind since it only re-ups every season. If we fall behind, we're kind of screwed for 3 days at least. And running out of ore, even just for a day or two, runs the risk of making us run out of everything for a day or two because they need the tools to produce anything else. The farm is the biggest worry. So if the farm falls behind, then we lose money. And since we're up to almost 10 grand in taxes now, we really don't want to lose money. Alright. Oh, missed one. I think that's it, though. I think that's the mine. I hope that's the mine, because that's... I'm calling that the mine. Looks pretty clean. We left all the salt, but we're not really using salt for anything, so I don't really care. Alright. So that puts us... Yeah, we only have 1 copper bar available right now, but we've got 105 copper ore, so that puts us back in good graces as far as that goes. Alright, let's take these, Actually, let's take these first shoes, too. And we will take these, Not those. Not the fabric. We wanted the, wooden vials. Because there is a town right down here that we can hit up for money and to see what they have for people. Do we... I don't remember what we still need for people. So we were in pretty good shape. So it looks like we need a producer, a male producer, and a female digger. And then we'll be in good shape. Or extractor, I suppose. I don't know why I keep calling them diggers. I think because it's a pickaxe. I actually really like the way that the town down here looks. Especially for it being kind of a forest town. Was that badger chasing a deer? Like, I know badgers are gnarly creatures, but damn, dude. Okay. So a male producer and or a female digger. What do we have? We have a female digger.
How can I help you?
Excellent. Male producer? No. That was our 50th inhabitant. That's super exciting. Okay, so... Nope, nope, nope. Except... Hermenegilda? Hermenegilda. Alright, so let's see where we can put her. If I can remember my alphabet. So Hermenegilda is an excavator. What jobs for excavators do we still have open? We've got 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2, 1 out of 1. Shit. Do we not have work for her? What other skill does she have? Diplomacy. Well, that's not useful either. 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2. Okay, we can put her in the fishing shed for now, I guess. It's not her ideal skill. She only has a 2 in survival, but it'll give her a place to sit until we get something unlocked where we can place her. And I just have to figure out where it went. Fishing. Oh no, the fishing can only take 1 person. Shoot. What about the herbalist shack? Can it take 2? Yes, we'll put her there. It's the same skill, but at least she'll be semi-useful. And as for you two guys, neither of you are useful. That is unfortunate. Okay.
nice to meet you. My wares never disappoint.
Yep, but I don't care about your wares. I want you to care about my wares.
Have a good day.
No, thank you, sir. Oh, don't rear. I wanted you to jump. Now we have to go all the way around to the stairs because you lost your momentum. Don't mind me, just a horse in a tavern.
Best goods in the valley.
Alright, so let's sell off some more shoes. And some more... Right, so
Continue.
let's look at our XP real quick for our diplomacy. So we are currently at 474.6.
How are you?
So,
Whatever you need, I've got it.
474.6, we will sell one of these.
Have a good
And now we are at... Still at 474.6. That doesn't make sense.
day.
It's not supposed to be based off a dollar amount. It's supposed to be based off a quantity.
Have a good
Okay, now it's at 483.2. Maybe it is based off a dollar amount. Maybe they changed that. Because selling one did nothing for us. Like, absolutely zero XP.
How are you? Only the best products here.
Alright, so we're back up above 25,000. Do you happen to have a black horse, sir? Nope. Looks like a painted and a gray. Nope. Well, we have that black filly. Once she grows up, we'll just swap the saddle over to her. But for now, let's head home with our... Oh, there's a quest at home. So we'll do that quest at home and see what trouble we can get into back at the house. Let's go ahead and drop a save just in case something untoward happens. Because it's me. And something untoward always happens. Suppose we could collect a bunch of berries, but... Well, we can't really do anything with them, though. They're not worth money anymore like they used to be. I mean, they are, but it's so negligible. Oh! That was bad. Wait, what are you? You're a moose. I want to see if I can one-shot you, buddy. No, I cannot. Oh my. This area is lousy with big game. We need to come down here when we hunt. Still only 5 leather, though. Well, we are getting better. The equipment helps. Seven leather off of that. Yeah, I feel like that's... So one buffalo is not enough to make a single pair of shoes. I feel like you could make dozens of pairs of shoes out of a buffalo. And I have big feet. And that's even with, because we have 50% increased materials from animals as well. Which makes that even more shady. Why do I feel like we're going the wrong way? Here we are. We were just further further south than I thought we were. God, that horse really does make all the difference in the world, though. Did you guys finish the fields already? Holy crap. So yeah, changing those points over in diplomacy to production speed really made the difference. Although it is almost the end of the season, so I guess that really works out. But usually they cut it a little closer than that. To where sometimes I even have to help them a little bit at the end. Alrighty. So we know that we have a partial house over here that still needs built. This is where we put up the other sewing hut. Our merchant stalls. Our tavern's gonna go down there. We still have some insulating to do. We ran out of materials though. So it is what it is. Let's see, did we have any milk spoil yet? Or go sour rather? No. So we probably will tomorrow, I'm assuming, because this is the end of the season, so it should give us the soured milk over the evening. Let's see, did our sheepies regrow any fur? Oh, they did. Oh, really? I can't shear them while they're sleeping? That's some bullshit. Can't we just wake them up? I mean, they're our sheep. I suppose the, I think we're pretty good on fertilizer still. But this is just manure that's laying in waste, so we'll collect it just in case. Because our pigs should still be producing enough manure for us to run both farms just fine. And our personal farm just fine. We haven't had any issues with fertilizer since we got them. But we could always get a little bit of extra and sell it too. I need to remember that we can milk the goats as well, just like we can shear the sheep as well as they can. So that gives us a little bit of extra of both the milk and the wool. And the wool in particular we're going to need. Hey, donkey. Yep, that's your friend. Once she grows up, you'll have a mate for your retirement. And you're going to be our new mount. And hopefully we can get some interesting colors mating you with our current horse. I really hope to God you're not as loud as our current horse. I'm betting, though, that they recycled the sounds, and it's just a thing we're going to have to deal with. It must have been ambient sound. I was hoping that there'd be some birds nearby that we could shoot for feathers. I don't see any, though. Alright, so how much manure did we get? Yeah, we got over 100 just out of that. But I mean, our fertilizer, we're up over 600. We're going to have to start selling some of the stuff here soon. Because like in winter, we don't really use any. So fur hood, fur shoes. Right, that was something that we didn't change. We changed our production of the clothings, but we didn't change our sales of them. So for now, we've got 0.6 fur hood a day and 0.26 fur shoes. So 6.5 fur shoes, 1 straw hat, and 0.6 fur hood. So 1, 6.5, and 0.6. So this needs 1, 6.5, okay. And then this needs to be 0.6. It can't, because we are out of buildable. Well, shit. That'll get better as the stall holder gets better. Well, I guess they're already up to 5? They started at 3. That took no time at all. Wow. What are you out of? You're out of wooden vials and clay vials, fair enough. The feathers, you should be selling the same amount per day that they're bringing in, so that works out. The firewood, we might have to back off a little bit. So it's starting to come down. It was so high that we had to sell off some of it. Now, I stopped selling the raw fish and started selling just the dried fish at the rate that I believe we were pulling it in. So she's fishing up 28 a day, and we are selling 28 a day, is that right? Well, we're trying to sell 43 a day. So that's a bit over the top, but it might work out. Huh. Yeah, that's not worth the effort. Okay, and then our tool stall. What are we selling in the tool stall? Stone hose we stopped crafting. That's why they're not selling any. Let's see. So we don't really want to sell any of the copper tools because we need those. So I think the stone knives are pretty much going to be where it's at. So we're selling 18 stone knives. How many are we actually making, though? 5.56. So let's back this back to 50. And we can probably take it to 60. It'll be fine. And then throw the tin back in, because we have tin again. We'll let them work on that. So for here, for our tools, and this doesn't show us how many we have in inventory either, so we can't see how out of hand they're getting. So let's look at our tool stall, because that'll give us a quick overview. So fishing spears are fine. We still have 2. That can go away because we sold off the bow that we had. The copper hammers are getting out of hand, so let's sell 0.15 of those a day, I guess. How much of them are we making? We are making, for copper hammers, 0.17. So we need to sell no more than 0.17. So I guess 0.9. Because 5 is a bit much. Stone knives, obviously we're selling everything we can. Bags we're not going to sell, we need those. We could sell simple bags, I suppose. Copper axes are getting a little... Copper hose are getting high. So what are we producing for copper hose? We are producing... 0.17. So when selling, we're going to want half of that. We can leave it at that, I suppose. Well, it's hard to say. What are we doing for bronze pickaxes? I feel like that's a little high. So we ran out, and I panicked, and I made some extra. 0.69. So let's do 0.2. That'll get us some extra coinage per day, because we're up to 7 on those. And that's a bit much. So if we get into here, so there's another 1,700 coin. That's basically a whole nother vendor that we got over the course of the day. So that's fantastic. Alright. So we're going to need to do a regular sized house, which is going to be a little bit different. So here we're going to grab our logs. We need 35. And then we need 92 stones. And then we need planks. We need 72 of these. Can you move, horse? Oh, just barely. Let's put the planks back. Yeah. Oh. I'm so used to the big profiles that I didn't realize how close you had to be for the little guys. Well, she just walked through the wall. That was fun. Then our old back alley farm that we're still taking care of. We might want to move that now because we don't live in that house anymore. So it can't really call it a backyard farm anymore if we don't live where it's our backyard. I think next year, though, we're going to try to add a third field so that we can get some additional flax for money. There we go. Now we can move. So we're going to want to do something to increase our income based on how much outgo we've got right now. I feel like we only need 48 planks. I also feel like we had too many rocks and too many other stuff. Yep, we had 8 too many logs, and we had too many stones. Alright, this ought to finish the house off. Right before the end of the season. I didn't grab planks. I grabbed the wrong materials. And now we are in the house because my turning radius was not what I thought it was. Fantastic. I'm betting I grabbed logs instead of planks. Yep, that's exactly what I did. Hopefully we can get this finished before the day tips over. I don't think so, though. I think we're going to get yanked back to our house. There's our mine! Excellent! That's what we've been waiting for right there. All right. Good morning.
Hello. Goodbye. Hello.
There we go. So what's he need? What is love? Why are you asking? When I was in one of the villages with Mom, there was a girl, a pretty one. Oh boy. He's 4. That was actually solid advice. The best way to talk to a woman is figure out what she actually likes and what she's actually interested in. And the easiest way to do that is to ask. Alright, what kind of flowers? St. John's wort and chicory. So we got St. John's wort friggin' everywhere here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now chicory is a different story. Ah, flax. Here's our money-making crop right here. Oh, and it's nightshade time. 'Tis the season for nightshade. And I've got them in the shack too, but the more the merrier, because that is poison, which is money. And eventually poisoned arrows, or at least bolts. I mean, we can make them now, we don't really hunt anything that needs them. Although I guess that'll always be true. Still, it would be nice to be able to one-shot a Winston or a bear. It's more St. John's wort. I don't know what chicory looks like. They've done pretty well on most of their models, so I'm sure it probably looks somewhat like actual chicory. My problem is, I don't know that I've ever seen actual chicory. Or if I have, I certainly didn't know that that's what it was. So there's a very real possibility with as many different places as I've lived in the US that I have seen most plants that are native to the US. I just didn't know what they were called at the time. This nightshade seems to be all over our little forest home here, and I am quite okay with that. I did not intend to just run around picking nightshade today, but, oh, why waste it? Look at all this. This is nuts. I don't want the sticks, I want the nightshade. Although the sticks can't hurt, I suppose. We can always turn them into useful things. I really do want to go get that mine built, though. Summer, the time for death. We finally get it all? Or at least most of it? I'm not seeing nearly as much of it lighting up as there used to be. Oh god. I was wrong. Okay, it looks like it's starting to thin out. We've only got a handful left. This was not supposed to be a nightshade picking thing. This was... no. Huh. I just can't leave well enough alone. Well, we're almost back. There. I think this is the last one. Those are berries. Those are berries. Okay. So we can dump all this off, and then we can see what we need to do to get started on that mine now that we finally unlocked the thing. Oh, right. The whole reason we were out there was for chicory, and we never did find any. So that's a thing. St. John's wort we need for that quest. So let's throw this meat in across the way. We should probably shave the goats and shave the goats and milk the sheep. Shave the sheep and milk the goats before we head out there, though. What? Why is it not letting me do it? They have their fur back. What the hell? Alright, well, let's see about... I can milk the goats at least. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. We should have some sour milk, which means we can make some cheese to sell too. Oh. Well, that makes sense. You can't milk the male. Totally wrong kind of channel for milking males. Okay. So yes, soured and soured. Perfect. I think the cauldron? Yes. So we're going to make as many quarks. Wow, 33 quarks, huh? Well, at least it's not going to take very long. So we've got all those points into the speeding it up. It's only 2 seconds a piece, so we're looking at like a minute. This is a good time to grab a drink. Oh, thank you for the like. Almost there, and then we can take the fresh milk that we have and turn those into cheese, or at least 20 of them. And then as more milk comes in, we can turn the rest of the quarks into cheese. I believe I turned off the eating of quarks and cheese, so we should be able to safely store them without the villagers chowing down on them for us. There we go. So there's 20 bits of cheese at 100 apiece. Oh man. You know what? Let's let our food guy sell those. And then, yeah. Wait, do we not have any buckets of soured milk left? No, because we made quarks out of it all. So let's make sure. Because sometimes I'm a big old dummy. That's something else, so I wanted to buy that stone fence right away. And the lantern. So that was probably a waste of money, but those are things that I really wanted for our village, so it's done. Now, we can get a resource storage 3 and a builder's hut to the auto repair. The builder's hut I'm excited for, but the mine was paramount. Right, management. Foods. Let's make sure that soured milk is unchecked, cheese is unchecked, regular milk is unchecked, and quark is unchecked. Excellent, they're not going to eat them. No wonder, let's make sure that they won't drink the milks either. Bucket of milk and soured milk are both unchecked. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me shear them. They look like they're ready. But we're going to put these empty buckets back so that he can get some more milk for us. And we are going to go to our food stall. And since that isn't capped anyway, we're going to sell some cheese. So we have 20. Can we just crank it all the way up and let him go to town? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Alright, which one of y'all has the quest? You? What do you need? Building hammer, sure. So, something that we can do is we can change management for our herbalist shack. Let's change them to get us that chicory, was it? So we need 6, yeah? So it's 2.5. So if we go back... Can we get them to get a 6 over the course of a day? Oh, there we go. So then we can just give it to him tomorrow. Okay, now... He wants a copper hammer? I think we have those in storage. We can just grab one. Yep. There you go, buddy. Okay, what do you need?
Hello there.
Oh, no. I'm not dealing with that. I know he's in our village, and I know we can increase his happiness, but I am not dealing with an argument between him and his wife. The safest place in a domestic dispute is outside of it. Because if you get in the middle, both sides will turn on you. Okay, so what we need to do is make ourselves a mine. And for the mine, we are going to need... Oh, that's not that bad. That's not that bad at all. Okay. So we need 16 logs, 16 planks, and 16 daub, apparently. So the daub might be a bit of a pain in the ass. How much clay do we have? Let's take all of our clay and a chunk of straw. Oh my god, that's so much flax. And they're not even finished yet. But I really, really want more. The more we have, the more money we make. Okay, daub, I would like 16, which means 2 crafts. And that'll give us 4 extra. Perfect. And we can grab the rest of our junk and be on our way. Put the straw back. Put the clay back. That actually took most of the clay. Okay. Then we need 16 and 16 on the logs and the planks. We're going to have to do something with logs here soon. They're getting out of hand again. And since we're more or less finished with mass building sprees, I mean, there's still some things that we need to build, but we don't have to go insane with it anymore. We're not building 4 houses an episode anymore. So I think what we'll do is we'll turn a bunch of that into vials and increase the sale rate on vials. So we need to actually mine the mine anyway while we're up there. So that's a thing. Now, if we can get a reasonable amount of bronze, of copper and tin at the same time, then we can actually switch to completely automated bronze tools now that we have the mine. And then just mine ourselves for boosts here and there. I think. That's probably going to be one of the better ways to do it. Oops. I turned a little early. Okay, I turned a lot early. Nope, that's taking us back to the village. That's why I moved the marker. I turned where I was supposed to. I should have just trusted myself and kept running. I have very real trust issues, whether it's other people or myself. Okay, so I'm not entirely certain. Does the mine go outside? Or does it go down? Ah, it goes at the entrance. Okay, this is kind of cool. Okay. Oh, the daub wasn't necessary. Oh, it lights up the cave! That's so much better! Okay, now we have a gentleman who is currently working in the herbalist shack. No, he's not. Where'd he go? Where did he go? We had a guy with production that was not working production. Oswald is a mother. I don't know where he went. Well, poop. Or no, he was a digger that we had working someplace else. that he was not optimal for. He was one of our new recruits, too. Her, maybe? Maybe it was a her. Because that looks right. We've got them working. Okay. Okay, so Hemmerding Gildan is now going to be a miner. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to have to take the gal out of the fishing hut and put her as a big Niwa. Oh my god, she's pregnant too. For the love of all that's holy. Wait a second, your extraction. You can work the mine. We're going to send him to the mine as well. Ingolf. Can the mine take more than one person? Yes. We're going to need multiple people in the mine because we need to bring in as much ore as possible. Okay, so now we need to go into the mine and fix... So we don't care about stone. So we can bring in iron. The problem is we can't do anything with iron. So we're just going to bring in copper and tin. So let's see if we put... 3% is 1. And 5%. So 3 to 5. Okay, of the two, we're going to want the 10 to be lower. Or we could slowly but surely accumulate some iron as well. So that's not going to give us very much iron, but since we can't do anything with it just yet, that's just going to give us a little bit of extra. So that's going to give us 13 a day. So if we look at our production and our smithy... He just lost. Yep. He's only able to do 6 and 6. Because he just lost his helper to another pregnancy. We have so many people out right now as mothers, it's not even funny. Out of 53 people, we have 42 workers. That's 11... Well, that's not 11 parents. Because some of them are the children. But that's a lot of... That's 11 people that aren't working. That's going to be a problem. And we're definitely going to want more people for this. I did not realize that you could get 6 people in a mine, though. That's fantastic. We're going to have to get more diggers. We just need to. So we are going to have to build at least one more house. Minimum. Yeah, 2 of the deposits are kind of in the wall here. And we can only get to one of them. The other one's hidden. So there's another tin deposit in here. Well, shit. Well, we lost a tin deposit, but we gained a constant source of tin income. So I guess it's really not a big deal. Also, the whole damn mine's lit up now. Which is super awesome for us. I also kind of want to see what the end of it looks like, because we had those sections that said we're blocked until you got a mine. Well, we have a mine now, so let's see what they look like. Oh my. Oh my. Oh wow, this got way bigger. Okay. Yeah, I think clearing out the mine now is going to be a bit of a to-do. It's definitely not going to be a couple of seconds anymore. But at least we've gotten down to iron. So there's nothing on this central pillar? That feels wasteful. Huh. Alright. 2 iron nodes at the end. So are you tin or iron? You're iron. A lot of salt down here too. So what's this terminus look like? Oop, just a dead end. There's a fair amount of iron back here. Okay, okay. I'm less concerned about the copper and tin now because we can easily get those with our workers. I'm definitely more concerned with the iron. And I suppose we can easily get that with the workers as well, just we can't do anything with it just yet. But I would like to have a bit of a surplus when we unlock it, just so we can make all of our own tools right away. This mine got so much bigger, though, that it is unrealistic to expect to be able to clear it out in a day. Alright, what's their problem now? The fishing hut's damaged again. Surprise. She's out of tools. They're out of knives. They should have been making copper knives. And stone knives. The stone knives are probably being sold off, fair enough, but how do you not have any copper knives? Are we selling copper knives? Is that what the problem is? No, we're not selling copper knives. So where the hell did all the copper knives go? That's something we're actually going to have to do something about. As cool as exploring the mine expansion is, we've got to do something about those knives. Even if I just slam out a couple of stone ones for them to use real quick. That mine is significantly bigger. I'm very happy about that. Okay, put that away. Put that away. Oh, I forgot to put the cork away too. So where's our stone? We need to pull out an extra stone. So we'll take out 275 in sticks. Alright, we are about to craft a shit ton of knives for them. After that, I'm going to try to clear out the rest of the mine. Now, I'll probably leave the rest of the mine for later. I do want to get all of that stuff back at home cooked, though. So that's going to take probably the better part of an hour. So I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and stop the stream just for crafting purposes. We're going to craft these knives and then go back and turn all of that rye into flatbread so that we can sell the flatbread off for money. So if you learned anything useful, if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you are feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, have a fantastic rest of your night, and we will catch you next time.